Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while. We're gonna do some maintenance today. Filters, a little bit of cleaning, things like that. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're gonna start with this tank here behind me. Discus, just kind of a mix match of adults that I have that I'm not using for breeding right now, but as you can see, we've got some dead Amazon sword leaves that need cleaned up. This filter's kind of lost the airflow a little bit. This one has zero airflow. And you can see the glass is nasty, so it is time to do a little bit of maintenance in this one. So I'll put you guys on the tripod, and oh, I got a nice big green sheet of blue-green algae hanging down up here. I'll get that out of there, and I'll show you how I get these sponge filters flowing again. Got my scrubber. I only use one brush per tank, so we don't cross-contaminate anything. And it doesn't seem to matter how much time I take scrubbing this glass and how good a job I think I did. After I'm done and dried everything up, I'll find algae on the glass. So, alright, I just let the brush kind of drip dry up there a little bit. Okay, now we'll get after these filters. Alright, let me bring you up close here. So what I've found, these green box filters, this doesn't happen often to those, but where the air meets the water, you'll get some mineralization that will block your air line. So I've got this piece of wire that I just cut, some light gauge wire. I don't know what it's made out of, but for the airflow, I'll just run it down in here, make sure it's all clear. Focus for me. The box filters are fairly easy that way. Then I can just resubmerge those, and we're going to get all this vacuumed out here in a little bit. And that didn't make much difference, so what that probably means is my valve needs to be turned up a bit. I'm running the whole fish room system here. Runs up above everything. So if I'm adjusting air in another tank somewhere, occasionally you gotta check because you might have altered the airflow on another tank. So these ones here, I bought these sponge filters on Amazon, and I can't, you can see through that, the center, it's not clogged there. I've been having a lot of trouble with these filters, sponge filters from Amazon. You know, the writing on the box is all foreign. I'm not sure what brand they are. I don't have any boxes right now, but I thought, well, this tube is probably clogged. Well, as you can see light through that center, so it's not that. And then looking at the base, kind of hard to see, but this piece will also snap off of this base. And one of the flaws of this type, as you can see through the hole as well, okay? But the flaw, I believe, is that bottom, this nipple right there, it sits too close to the bottom of the base, and it is extremely quick to clog up, mineralize right there. So as far as I can tell, that's the only real issue. It was a design flaw. And what I could do is I clean the minerals off the bottom of that base. I could take the Dremel and grind that nipple down just a little bit. But I find that once I tear it apart and I clean the bottom out and I put this back on, but don't snug it as far as it'll go, then I can put the system back together. Okay. Let's sink this thing. Let's see if we get any better flow than we had. You can see we've got flow. But when it was hooked up, we did not. So let's see what we get. Let's get it all hooked back up. See that slow down again? It's better. Definitely better. But I don't like it. So, I'm not going to use the Dremel. I'm going to use just a razor knife. Let me see if I can set you up so you can see what I'm doing. Come on. Okay. This is the bottom. I'm just going to pull some of that plastic off of there. Oh, I'm shaving about maybe a 1/16 or a little bit more. Okay. Now, put this thing back on. Now look at that. Now we have airflow again. So, I love those sponge filters. They're cheap. They are cheap. And they have that one design flaw. I don't know, I've got 15 or 20 of them here in the fish room, so eventually I'll get through them all where I've shaved that little nipple down and won't have any issues really, other than the normal mineralizing where the water comes in. So yeah, there we go. Now we have airflow. Airflow. Airflow over there. Discus are not happy with me. But now I'll get a siphon going and I will clean out some of those dead Amazon sword leaves. Let me get you set up again over here. Hand towels, the aquarist's best friend. Okay, so my siphon that I like to use, years ago I used a Python water changer. I don't use it anymore, but I cut up the tubing because it's great tubing. Piece of 1/2-inch CPVC fits right in there. And in we go. Start the siphon. challenge with bare bottom tanks is you always have a little bit of gunk on the bottom somewhere. It's not hidden by the substrate, hidden by decorations, things like that. But I prefer the bare bottom. For me, I can just keep it cleaner. I mean, as far as bacteria and fish waste, things like that, keeping the discus healthy and happy. Okay, that will do. So I don't know if I've showed this before, but in my fish room I have these 50, yeah, I guess it's a 32-gallon trash can on wheels. So I can move this thing around, put a bulkhead in it, and a hose, and that hose goes right out of my fish room and out onto my lawn. So all of this good aquarium water goes out and fertilizes the grass a little bit. So, all right, so now we have the bottom, much cleaner, airflow. Okay, and now I need to put some water in it. Now this tank is on my automatic water change system, so I could just wait until tonight, 9 p.m. when that comes on, but I hate that. So, come over here, get my filler tube, put it in the tank, turn the valve, and let's push number 2. There we go. So I have a pump in that 220-gallon container. It's where I age my water. It's on remote control. So all I have to do is carry this little remote with me. I've got 3 pumps, 3 water storage systems here in the fish room, and I can choose the one that's right for the tank I'm filling. So number 2 is this one. Go ahead and fill it up. Oh, now look at all that junk coming from behind everything. It's okay, we'll get it on the next siphon. Almost there. Okay, now let's turn it off. Click. Turn the valve. Return the hose. I've also got the auto change system here. We can go through that another time. But for now, here we go. And yeah, we got a lot of crap floating around, but that's good. It'll settle, and I'll get it on the next siphon probably tomorrow, about the same time. But now we've got our airflow running again. and got a good portion of the junk pulled out of here. So that's it. Only 65 more tanks to go. That's pretty much similar. All my tanks have air-driven filters. I've got some canisters. I've got different stuff, but most of it's air-driven, so you have those issues. But anyway, hope you enjoyed watching this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.